Good morning. This is Elaine Rector with the SkuVault Seller Spotlight, where e-commerce entrepreneurs and business owners come to share advice. We talk about the crazy world of e-commerce, the challenges associated with it, and how to stay successful. Today, I'm talking with Seth. So Seth, in a few sentences, would you mind just telling us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, sure, great. And Elaine, thank you very much for having me. My name is Seth Walter. I've had operations leadership roles in e-com/multi-channel companies of various sizes, between startups and big companies, and I've owned my own store with my wife. And for the last few years, I've worked for e-commerce companies that feature goods made by small companies and entrepreneurs, namely Uncommon Goods and The Grommet. And I'm currently consulting, learning new skills, and looking for my next full-time gig.
Great. And how did you get started in e-commerce?
I got started in direct-to-consumer before there was such a thing as e-commerce. I went to work for Williams-Sonoma right after college. It started out as just a job that I could get, but then I caught the bug and just moved up the ladder in the supply chain management, inventory management part of their business. My first experience with actual e-commerce was in the late 90s. I was VP of Ops for Delia's, which was a fast-growing startup in the 90s. We were a catalog and mall store company, and we transitioned to e-commerce in the early days of internet.
Great. Yeah, I know of Delia's actually. I love their brand.
Cool.
What do you think is the most challenging part of e-commerce today?
Up until this year, I would have said, the rise of social media sort of being the more dominant demand generator, which made demand planning a lot more challenging because it's just very extreme. You can with social media, things can go viral, and something that you hadn't planned on being popular can all of a sudden be incredibly popular, but then that can go away like really fast as people move on to the next thing. I think it might be obvious, but more recently, I'd say the more on the supply side is the challenge. Just making sure that you're agile in your supply chain, and you can respond to disruptions.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that being said, what kind of advice might you have to give an e-commerce entrepreneur to stay successful, even through challenges like that?
Yeah. So I'd say thinking about putting agility into your supply chain. The buzzword more recently has been lean supply chain, lean manufacturing, and it's hard to be both lean and agile. Lean is all about pulling out your time frame and loading in lots of volume so you can bring down your prices or bring down your costs. But that's sometimes at the expense of agile. It's at the expense of being able to respond quickly. You've increased your lead times, and then when something unexpected happens, you're really scrambling to fix that. So a lot of people that I talk to in various companies of various sizes are really thinking about agility, whether that's nearshoring, having alternate suppliers or supply chains at the ready, and things like that. I think as far as marketing, I think Amazon and social media marketing are very important to a lot of companies. I would just be careful with them. I think with Amazon, you don't have complete control over your brand image. You're not owning how your product is shown to the customer and what other products are shown with it. And social media, I already said, it can be great, but it can also just be ephemeral and hard to predict. So I would say focus on your brand, focus on the brand value, focus on your products, be awesome, which is sounds pithy, but the more you focus on what you can control and who you are as a company, you you'll have more ability to kind of choose your customer and choose the way, things like that. But they've had increased success with e-commerce, and they want to do more of that. And so he's been really smart about integrating that into his business. And then the last one is a little bit of a left field. I've been talking about supply chain and inventory, but Mitchell Brody, if you're all interested in gift card marketing, which I never was, and then I had a project of exploring it, and I ended up talking to him, and he knows everything about it. He knows everybody, and he's worked with a lot of brands that you've heard of, Dollar Shave Club, other small successful and large successful e-commerce companies. And he will talk your ear off, and he'll tell you everything he knows about gift card marketing. And it's, when you think of gift card marketing, you think of, you go to a chain store and you see a bunch of gift cards on a rack, and it doesn't seem sexy. But there's a lot more to it than that. And it's potentially in this world where social media marketing is becoming more expensive. Who knows what's going to happen with catalog if USPS goes bankrupt? What's going to happen there? Gift card marketing can be an inexpensive customer acquisition, and there's a huge market that not a lot of people talk about. So those are the people I think of.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We will circle back up after we hop off and just and get that information so I can reach out to them.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. So lastly, if you don't mind, just tell us about the best way to find you, any kind of promotions that you might have, or what people might be interested in reaching out to you for.
Yeah, so I'm on LinkedIn, easy to find, Seth Walter, I think, so Seth Walter, and I'm talking to various companies of various sizes, consulting with them, helping them, either if they're not in e-commerce and they want to transition into e-commerce, which a lot of people are doing. I can help with supply chain. I can help with planning, demand planning, fulfillment, 3PL, and please feel free to reach out to me there.
Perfect. Yeah, that's definitely valuable in the industry to have somebody with your type of experience. So thank you so much